to reconvene in open session.
Okay, I'll
Okay, Commissioner Polly at 8:45, is there a second?
I will second it.
Okay. A motion was made by Commissioner Polly and seconded by Commissioner Ayers to reconvene in open session at 8:45.
Ayers?
Yes.
Goodman?
Yes.
Newton?
Yes.
Poling?
Yes.
Steins?
Present.
Action for items discussed in executive session. Seeking a motion to approve the December 10th, 2014 executive session minutes.
I'll make the motion. I'll second.
Oh.
No.
Okay, a motion was made by Commissioner Newton.
I want to know whether, I was trying to verify whether these are remaining closed or these are open, or whether we're releasing these.
I see, so they remain closed, you know.
Motion's just to
I see.
approve.
Okay, that's all. All right, well, then, that's good for you.
Any other discussion? A motion was made by Commissioner Newton and seconded by Commissioner Ayers to approve the December 10th, 2014 executive session minutes. Roll call?
Ayers?
Yes.
Goodman?
Yes.
Newton?
Yes.
Poling? Yes. Steins? Motion carries.
Seeking a motion that the Park Board of Commissioners approve the January 14, 2015 executive session minutes.
I so move.
I'll second.
Okay, a motion was made by Commissioner Poling, seconded by Commissioner Ayers. Any discussion? Roll call?
Ayers?
Yes.
Goodman?
Yes.
Newton?
Yes.
Poling? Yes. Steins?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, seeking a motion that the Park Board of Commissioners approve the February 11th, 2015 executive session minutes.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, a motion was made by Commissioner Ayers and seconded by Commissioner Newton. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call?
Ayers?
Yes.
Goodman?
Yes.
Newton?
Yes.
Poling? Yes. Steins?
Okay, seeking a motion that the Park Board Commissioners approve the April 8th, 2015 executive session minutes.
So moved. Second.
Okay. A motion was made by Commissioner Newton and seconded by Commissioner Ayers to approve the April 8th, 2015 executive session minutes. Any discussion? Roll call?
Ayers?
Yes.
Goodman?
Yes.
Newton?
Yes.
Poling? Yes. Steins?
Yes.
Seeking a motion to
Wait,
adjourn.
actually, before adjournment, one of the things I was just curious, to see Janet officially announced her resignation
Oh, that's
during the
right.
commission comments. To add to the staff directive, would it be appropriate that I start putting out that we would be seeking applications in the form of letter of intent and also a resume that we can have brought to, or have received by the board president through the Park District office the Monday before the board meeting, and then we can schedule before our June 8th board meeting, so June 6th. And then do we want to schedule interviews, June 10th, I'm sorry, June 10th, I'm going off from that. And do we want to schedule interviews that night for any candidates at that point?
What else are we having on the agenda then?
The budget and the historical society.
We,
Which most of the budget, and that's why I wanted the bigger portions of the budget tonight. I mean, the only thing that's really left is more of the routine budget aspects and capital.
Because the other option would be to have a special meeting to interview the potential candidates. We don't know how many there'll be that are interested in applying.
And one thing I would like to say is, as long as you don't mind, I will be actually on vacation the following week, so I'm gone. It's already booked. So I'm gone the week after, and then we have on June 24th, then we have the design concepts presentation.
Because really, if you get the ad.
But I don't need to be present for the.
So the process here is somebody files some sort of application or their resume, whatever,
Yes.
then the board interviews them.
Well, the question is, and the only thing I would wonder is is there only a set amount of candidates you want to interview? If you got 10 candidates, are you interviewing all 10?
Oh my
Or are you
gosh.
only interviewing the top 4? That's what I mean, that's kind of what some of the
So
decisions. the board-
Who would review just to choose the?
Normally, it goes through the president.
How do you narrow it down?
Normally, it goes through the president. In
See
most
their experience.
entities, when they do this, the president will determine the top 4 usually, but that's, I'm just saying how I've
If
seen
we
it.
only get 5, we can interview
This
all
is the
5.
leadership here.
But you still have a pool to choose from.
Right.
Some of them,
Right. So what do you?
I certainly don't want to interview 10 candidates.
Okay, so what, You said the 8th is gonna be
What about special election?
We can't do a special election.
By law, it says they get to.
What would happen is this
appointed.
commissioner would be appointed until the next official election in 2017. And then in 2017, we have 3 6-year terms that would be up, and 1 2-year term that would be up at that point, to fill out the vacated seat.
So what we'll do then, so far, is they'll submit resumes to the Park District. June 8th is the deadline, that's the Monday,
That we put together a packet that they have to come pick up.
if I'm looking at the calendar right. So then if there's only 2 or 3 or 4, we'll interview all of them at the 10th, at the meeting on the 10th, but if there's like a whole bunch of them,
We're gonna go into closed session.
Then
do you guys wanna go into closed session and weed through them as
We
a
have to do
group?
that.
And then we can pick who we're gonna interview from there, but if there's only a couple, we'll interview them that night. What do y'all think?
Yes, I think there should be some weeding through process, and I'm not sure we all need to do that.
The interview process does need to be the board, or?
Or the interview process, but in terms of narrowing it down from, let's say, 10 to 4, we don't all need to be involved in that, right?
Unless you want to be, I'm offering it to you, but, you know.
Well, yeah, it's just very cumbersome to try to do that with a large group of people.
Welcome to the board.
I'm sorry?
Welcome to the board.
Part of the responsibility.
Well, I mean, we could set up an ad hoc committee to do it, we could, right?
If you choose to do that.
Because it's really, ultimately, the entire board has to vote on the candidate.
Majority.
Yes.
I mean, not,
Well,
not all.
It has to be a majority of the board has to approve.
But we all
the
vote
candidates.
one way or the
Yes.
other.
All right, well,
So we'll go that route. And we'll see how many we get, and then we'll know from there if we're gonna schedule interviews for the 10th.
So, just so I can, like, we can put out informal, if it's 5 and under, we're doing interviews, I'm sorry, Larry shaking his head.
I would just, I mean, it just depends on the quality
No,
of the candidates.
no, I'm talking about, is it 5 and under, we're gonna do the interviews that night?
If we have 5 bad candidates, we don't want to interview any of them.
Okay.
I'm just saying, really, if we have
Sure.
10 good ones, then we have 10, and then we would have to
Well, how do you know
decide.
what a good or a bad candidate is?
Well, you know.
If they wrote their resume on crayon and
Because
napkin.
they're gonna lack experience with it.
So-
Because the only thing I'd like to do is when we put out the packet thing is give them an idea of what our procedure process
Well, I would
would be.
say that we would make them be prepared to be able to interview on the 10th, but possibly
Okay.
reschedule to another time.
Right, and then we can decide from there if
Yeah.
we need a special meeting.
Right.
No, on the 10th, you can take a look and see.
You can go into a closed session.
and so we will give them, what will be the date to have to make themselves known?
Well, they have to, like, what,
June 8th.
the packet, the one thing I do know is, this just went through my school district, they had a person interested, pick up a packet, so they knew how many candidates were potential coming in, so we could have like a packet of just
That's a great
a
idea.
general, like, the cover letter, some information, et cetera, that they could pick up at the office. if
So
they're
we're accepting candidates
through the 8th.
through the 8th, and hopefully we'll get some.
And then you guys are gonna, there's a potential, then I guess, do you wanna, and that's the question I'm having, so do we want them here on the 10th, with the potential to be
We'll
interviewed?
decide on the date. Can we do this?
Well, that's what I'm asking, who's determining?
Just to be available.
That's something I wanna know, is if they need to be here on the 10th, I wanna let them know who need to be here on the
Because if
10th.
there's only, say, 2, I don't know, but I'm
But
just.
like Larry said, if there are 2, if you guys choose not to interview on the 2, then I don't know what's.
What about having them coming on June 8th, and Cheryl suggested maybe 12 o'clock, so we have it. But then, you know, maybe don't tell them anything about the meeting on the 10th, you guys just on the 10th, just look at it to see, if you decide
So
to do
then we'll
something.
need a special.
No, that's why I just wanna make sure they know,
Right.
they need to know a special meeting will be established.
Would it be something we could add on the
That one could be a little bit lengthy. That's why they almost wanted a special meeting, because you gotta remember, they're going through 90 parks.
Okay,
They're gonna kinda talk to you
so I'll
about.
forget that night.
But just so you know, like that week, that even though I'm on vacation, I should really be in the interview process anyway.
It's
So
pretty straightforward. I mean,
yeah, you guys can do the meeting with, not meeting out president anyway. Like Wendy would still be here as board secretary.
So we would potentially have to have a meeting between the 8th and the 24th,
10th.
I mean, or you can,
or the 10th.
right.
Because I was trying to consolidate it, if we only had a couple of candidates, just bring them in on the 10th and interview them.
Do we not want to do it on July 8th? Oh, that's the budget. July 8th is the budget?
No, July 10th is the budget presentation for tentative approval. July 8th then would be budget approval. But that could be their swearing in if you guys have never done to that point.
On the
Or we don't know.
24th.
For
or the
45
8th.
days.
I'm sorry?
For 45 days,
Yeah.
and then 20, so July would work.
Yeah. He's saying it's within 45 days.
Oh, within 40, I said we need 40.
Are you sure it's 45? I thought it was 60. Is it 45?
I think it's 45. I'm pretty sure.
But they have to be sworn in within 45 days
Replacement, yeah.
of Janet's leave,
The date of resignation.
which is tomorrow.
And so we're May, we're June, we're July, I mean, that's better.
There's no set time frame they have to be sworn in with a vacancy.
So if you want, you could do, you have them turn it on the 8th, and then on the 10th, you guys can meet and talk, and then either do the 8th or do a special meeting before that, right?
Yes. So we'll just have to be able to, we can tell them, so I'll put in the packet that we will inform them of how the interview process will work on June 11th, or, yeah, June 11th.
Right.
That's fine. I just want to make sure we give them an idea of what the timeframes
And
are.
so we're thinking maybe the 8th of July would be the special, or when we interview them? Is that what
No, it's up to you guys, you guys can just determine.
Right, right.
You can either determine whether you want to have a special meeting to interview them and swear them in on the 8th, or you can determine you're going to interview them on the 11th, and then they won't be sworn in until
Right.
August.
I think your June 10th date is, these are the people that have submitted applications, do we like them, do we want to talk to them, or do we want to talk to 3? And then you set up your interview for, your special meeting for interviewing those 3. And maybe swear them in on the 8th, or whatever you guys want to do.
Is everyone okay with that?
Okay, we will proceed with making sure that's advertised and we get the information out. By the end of this week, we'll have that available.
Perfect. Anything else? No? Everybody's tired, quiet, motion to adjourn.
Make the motion.
Second.
Okay, a motion was made by Commissioner Ayers to adjourn the meeting at 8:55 PM, seconded by Commissioner Steinitz. All in favor?
Yay.